Kowloon Lions, and away team is Hong Kong Islanders. Now it's toss. I hand the call to the captain. It's long. Today is the second game of the All Stars Exhibition series. Home team is Kowloon Lions, and away team is Hong Kong Islanders. Now it's toss. I hand the call to the captain. It's long. Home team is Kowloon Lions, and away team is Hong Kong Islanders. Now it's toss. I hand the call to the captain. It's long. Today is the second game of the All Stars Exhibition series. Home team is Kowloon Lions, and away team is Hong Kong Islanders. Now it's toss. I hand the call to the captain. It's long.
Welcome along to Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground here in Hong Kong for match 2 of the All Stars Exhibition Series. This match will be played between the Hong Kong Islanders and the Kowloon Lions in what is a very, very hot, humid day here in Hong Kong. If you missed the action a couple of days ago on Thursday, the New Territories Tigers registered their first win ever in the All Stars Series against the Kowloon Lions in what was a stuttery sort of a game where it looked like the Kowloon Lions had the game under control, and the fight from the New Territories Tigers was absolutely phenomenal and they got themselves over the line. The Hong Kong Islanders today will have a tough day today with 2 games back to back, but if they're able to win both of those, they'll cement their place in tomorrow's final. I'm joined here with Trent Johnston, head coach of the Hong Kong men's team, who will be sitting alongside me for this match as we call the shots and hopefully see some great action out on the field. Welcome along, TJ.
Farms, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Certainly is a warm day. 31 feels like about 40. Yeah, like you said, tough day for the Islanders. Back-to-back games here to cement their spot. Massive game here for the Lions, who are the defending champions, and some may say it was a shock defeat yesterday, especially when they had the New Territory Tigers at 6 for 50. The Tigers found a way and got a score of 135 and took that momentum back into the second innings, and ended up getting the chocolates at the end of the day. Played very well captained by Bubba Hyatt. A good bowling display, good all-round bowling display by the Tigers. Maybe led by Mohsin Khan up front, bowling his 4 overs up front, and didn't get the prize wicket of Muzakkar Khan, but certainly bowled very well in that power play, him and Atik. So pretty simple plans by the Tigers and executed it very well. So it's a massive game here with the 2 teams that were in the final of the T20 and the 50 overs in the last All-Star Series. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Lions bounce back today after what was, I suppose, a disappointing 30 overs, really, you could say. They were on top for the first 10 and then, were disappointing in the last 30, Farms.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those just tuning in and missed the action 2 days ago, this exhibition series, all teams will be able to play 12 players with a nominated 12th man batsman. So you may see an extra bowler come in and rotate through the bowling lineups. And talking about lineups, I'll take you through the team sheet. So starting with the Kowloon Lions, captain Azaz Khan, Muzakkar Khan, who will be looking to see some phenomenal striking like we did in the epic group All-Star Series. Rory Cox, Zishan Ali to take the gloves, young Jaden Botfield, who hit a couple of massive bombs on Thursday, Ehsan Ayaz, Dan Pascoe, hugely experienced left arm off-spin bowler, Dhananjay Rao, part of the left armers union, bowling his in-swing, Bilal Akhtar, the young leg spinner, Gandip Sandhu, Niyaz Ali, another in the left armers union, and Vikas Sharma. Looking across to the Hong Kong Islanders, we've got Jamie Atkinson, who will captain the side and take the gloves, Umar Muhammad, Neenad Shah, with his brother Kinchit Shah, Jack Metters coming back into the All-Stars fold, Devang Bulsara making his first appearance in the All-Stars series, Akbar Khan, the experienced wily old campaigner Ehsan Khan, and on the other end of the spectrum, the young fast bowler Muhammad Waheed, young Ahan Trivedi, another young quick and Ayush Shukla, and the South African import Martin Versfeld coming in for his first All-Stars series, looking to make an appearance, and he's already made waves here early on in the game, marking his run up by running out with 1 spiked shoe in his hand, scraping the ground and getting his run up marked. So don't expect to see any no balls from him today. I look forward to seeing this action as the teams start coming out. See there Muzakkar Khan and Rory Cox opening the batting, left hand right hand combination. Rory Cox, TJ, struggled with the short wide ball during the All Stars series thus far, finding ways to, in the previous Epic Group All Stars series, cutting a couple of short long hops to point, and 2 days ago pulling a ball straight to mid wicket. Balls that I think he's absolutely livid to be getting out to. Hopefully he can correct those and capitalise on those short balls if he gets any.
Yeah, certainly an interesting mode of dismissal from Rory, but you know, a good solid opening partnership here with Nazaka Khan, who was a leading run scorer in the T20 series last time the All Stars were played. Two very strong teams here. We have a look across there, and after reading out the teams there, pretty well balanced teams with both bat and ball, fast bowlers, spin bowlers, hitters, experienced players. You've got the youth. So I'm really excited to see what is delivered up in the next 40 overs between these two teams, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Really excited to see the action, and it's always exciting to have such a young group of players coming through in some of these sides, complemented nicely with some really good experience there that can help shape them and guide them in the way that they go about their cricket. So we're getting ready to get underway with young Ayush Shukla opening the bowling here from the police station end, and we're underway. A disappointing start as he goes full and wide, and it shapes away, and the umpire extends his arms. Yeah, for those that don't know Hong Kong well, this is getting into the beginning of summer here, which tends to be the non-sport playing season as Yush comes in and it's left alone by Nazaka. Purely because it starts getting very, very hot and humid, and as we get deeper into summer, into July, we'll enter into typhoon season. So we're pushing into late June here, or mid-June at the moment, and fortunate enough that the weather gods have played the part and allowed us to play some cricket. Pushed into the covers, and Kinchit Shah cuts it off, and no run scored. See Martin Versfeld already toweling his face down. A couple of balls into the game and he's absolutely cooking.
Certainly does fit into that double extra large pants, double extra large top. See there, keep that hat on, mate. It's better. Yep.
Did send a message to Booster, as he's known, yesterday, saying don't worry, you can look forward to an ice bath at the end of the game.
Yeah. He says as long as there's a couple of cans of Castle in there.
Yeah, well, I think he might be last in the bath looking at him. If he gets in first, that water will be warm by the end and the ice will melt. I mean, it's remarkable we're talking about this now, TJ. We're only 3 balls into the game.
I'd love an ice bath right now.
Be nice to have a little foot bath that you could soak your feet in and some nice ice cold water, try and cool yourself down. If you're with us now, you'd see TJ's got a couple of portable fans sitting in front of him, just trying to fan the air. As that the left hand right hand combination has done Ayush there, and he hasn't adjusted and bowled what would have been probably a great ball to the right hander, but earns himself a wide and second extra ball of the over. Full and shaping in, and worked out to deep square nicely by Rory Cox, and he opens the account of the runs off the bat. Yeah, the Islanders are going to find this very frustrating, keeping this left-hand, right-hand combination if it carries on and they start rotating the strike. And this heat having to constantly be chopping and changing and running across the field into your fielding position is certainly going to grow tiresome. This is pushed. Oh, and Marston Versfeld not able to get the hang time on that and just goes over his fingertips for 4 runs, and we're already seeing a glove change by Zakat Khan. That ball just seemed to hang in the air for an eternity.
Yeah, you can see the clear plan there from the Zakat Khan. Anything that's up, he's going to look to try and stick it in the police station. I guess probably just a little bit of nip back off the seam there and just got the inside edge of Zakat's bat. And Martin Varsfeld probably thinking about that Kander Castle. He should have really been thinking about the ball. Have spin from the top end now, and Kenshin Shah. Let's hope he's hydrated last night.
Yeah, well, that's right, TJ. It's all about the 1%ers and making sure that you're prepared, get your water on board the night before a game. That's certainly one of them, and in these conditions will make a big difference.
Yeah.
Oh, the Islanders starting with extras, and that's a no ball. Already guides that out past first slip, and Nazakat's going to have the pleasure of a free hit and the opportunity to unleash and more than likely target the softball ground.
Yeah, poor start from Kinchett. I mean, it's bowling off spin, you can't afford to be no balling, especially in white ball cricket. So the Islanders have got to get their head in the game here very quickly, or this game can be taken away in the space of a few overs, especially by these two batting. Good depth in the Lions batting with Azaz Khan and Zishan Ali to come in next. So what a way to kick your innings off with a nice free hit here, Farms. Oh, he's missed that.
Oh, I reckon he had a chance to send that. Unable to make contact, and Kinchett's got away there.
Back in the days with Ireland, that was a $50 US fine, that. Didn't score off a free hit.
Playing on the same wicket we did a couple of days ago. It was beginning to take a little bit of turn, so certainly going to be something that the players are going to have to be tuned into. As we look at the field setting, the 2 men out is quite a wide long on and really close to a deep mid wicket almost.
Don't quite understand here when Nazakat's trying to hit that ball back into the spin. He's got a big gap there either side of mid wicket that he can just sort of get back inside the line of the ball and just bunt that off for one. I'm not sure why he's trying to persist in hitting that ball back into the spin through the offside. It's a high risk shot for me.
High risk and a slow outfield. It's going to be very difficult to beat fielders. Certainly a big gap there between square leg, who was sitting just behind the umpire, and mid wicket sitting quite straight. That's the end of the over. Kowloon Lions 10 without loss after their first 2 overs. We're going to see Yu Shukla to continue here from the police station end. Big thank you to Montgomery Sports, who has been a key part of making sure that we've got these boys kitted out in these uniforms. So a big thank you to Montgomery Sports, who's local sports equipment and uniform provider in Hong Kong. Another thing, TJ, these teams are going to have to be aware of is overrate in these conditions. You need to make sure, even with these fast bowlers up front, that working hard to keep up with that rate, because if you get into those last 5 overs and you need to take your time to manage those death overs and you haven't got that time up your sleeve, it's going to present a real challenge for the captains and players that are out there.
Yeah, it is, and it's something that we've been fortunate enough to have 3 warm-up games leading into the All-Star Series, and it's a big focus point. I've been talking to the captains of the respective teams there. You see Rory, it's a full ball and that's straight through cover, poor fielding that. Larsfeld chases that down and only get one, which was a quality shot through the covers from Rory Cox. Yeah, so the timing, now obviously I think with Kinchett bowling, so he gets through his overs fairly quickly, probably in about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Ayush doesn't mess around, he sort of gets back to his mark, and it's all about whether the umpires can hurry up and get into their position, I think, Farms.
Oh, it's a lovely shot, whipped off the legs, deep mid-wicket for 4, fantastic stroke. But yeah, fair to say, if I was umpiring, TJ would be hoping and praying for the Islanders to get the left-hander out, so I don't have to constantly chop and change and run across, standing out there in a long sleeve shirt and black trousers. Whew. I think I'll be standing there with a camelback on, and so it's short and pulled away past the short fine legs. He chases hard and able to bring it in, and 2 more to the score.
Yeah, you can see that sort of overcorrection there from Ayush after being punched through mid-wicket. He's just dragged it down, and Zakat's got a good bit of bat on that to run away for 2 runs. So he's just got to be careful here, Ayush, and just get back onto what he does best, and it's hit the top off stump, a little bit of outswing. He's got to slip in there. Again, just short, too short, and the Zakat's all over that, just runs it down to Wahid. Runs in, and a good return back to skipper Atkinson.
Punched firmly to mid-on, no run. Almost just stopped on that shot and realised he was there a little bit too early, Rory. And at the end of the 3rd over, the score is 18 without loss. So a steady start here from the Kowloon Lions, and the Islanders will be really hoping they can make this early breakthrough, because if these guys can set a strong platform, there's a lot of batting to come, especially with Zaz Khan in the mix, Zishan Ali. Flail at that and out.
It's all over the Zakat here, isn't he?
Yeah, there's 2 sweepers out on the leg side and acres of space. It's got to be the area to look for. There he goes. So he punches that off the back foot to wide long on, and Ehsan Khan runs around to collect the ball. This will be an interesting battle here, with the ball turning away from Rory Cox. So we see the mirror field set slightly, except now we've got a deep square leg and a long on.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the deep long on. Would have thought a deep long off probably would have been the way to go. Ask him.
So Rory looks to sort of paddle sweep, and all he does is get a top edge, and first slip runs back and takes what is an easy catch. And
No, that's Nemo.
disappointing end to Rory's innings. It's going to bring in the skipper Azaz Khan to the crease.
Yeah, it's a shot I don't really see Rory play that often. You can see him go down and You know, there was a 45, there was a deeps backward square leg. Surely the shot would have been played to play would have been probably to go over top of mid-off, or over top of cover. So I'm not quite sure what went on there with Rory's. I think that if he had his time again, he certainly would be playing that shot. But as I mentioned 2 days ago, you've got Zaz and Nazakat Khan, the number 1 and number 2 run scorers in this competition last year. Last time the All Stars had played, so a lot of responsibility on these two guys' shoulders, because if they lose this game, they're out.
It's a big game for them. Very big game.
I think credit goes to the skipper there and Jamie Atkinson having to slip in. You know, T20 cricket's not generally seen to be that attacking, more of a defensive mindset in the field, but great to see him attacking there and having to slip in. I'd even have a slip in here now for Azaz. Take away your short third man and get him into that position. One might sort of not turn as much as the other and find the outside edge, and this is a big wicket, this is a big moment in the game here. Catch it?
Oh, so that's spat off the ground and batsman run through quickly. Cry of catch it, but umpire signalling leg byes there. That's a sign of things to come. This pitch could be a real challenge for batsmen come the afternoon. Turns sharply and Zakat able to drop that into the leg side for 1 run. At the end of the 4th over, it's 20 for 1. 21 for 1, I stand corrected. See a change of bowler here at the police station end with young Muhammad Waheed about to come in with, as we see, a little sprinkle of rain drop down on us here. Hopefully it's just a very light passing shower, but that is the nature of playing cricket in summertime in Hong Kong, where thunderstorm or rain could arrive at any moment, as we see the groundsman and curator Jashim signal to his ground staff to man the stations and get the covers ready. As the wind picks up and things get a little bit gloomy here, and the players will probably be quite grateful for this this strong breeze that's arrived. Confusion between the batsmen, but no damage done as Zakat works it into the leg side, but slow to make a decision of whether it's going to get past Ehsan Khan.
Shot.
Short, pulled flat and 6. Great shot by Azaz Khan, and it's a big don't bowl there.
Yeah, it's a shot that he's been working on in training, and he's certainly executing it very well throughout those practice sessions, and you see him just rock back there, and no real pace from Waheed at the moment. He's been sort of in the back end of medium, so he needs to start hitting the deck if he's going to be any sort of threat here to these two very experienced batsmen. Oh, he's got him.
Oh, short down the leg side, and Azaz threw the shot early, glances off the glove, and third man runs round to get it as I get heckled for my commentary.
Is that off the glove for leg byes?
Was it leg buys in the end, was it?
I know that you don't like signalling leg buys on your umpire farms. Like, you know, come on, mate. Well, it's Saturday morning. I know it's early. Stick with us.
It was a tough night last night, TJ.
Wow, what a night.
Yeah, not a fan of the old leg by, Trent. Certainly not a fan of it when I'm out there umpiring in a practice match. A lot of balance and coordination involved, and just tend to get a little bit distracted by the rest of the action on the field.
A lot of talk from a commentator in Australia by the name of Mark Wall that says that leg buys shouldn't be included. He thinks that if the batsman hasn't hit the ball, why should he get the opportunity to get leg buys? He misses the ball. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about buys?
One of his little pet hates he continually talks about in his commentary of the BBL down in Australia.
So what's he suggesting? That's a dead ball and no runs scored.
Yeah, just a dot ball.
Yeah.
I think he's fine with buys. I think it's leg buys he has the issue with.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know that I've seen too many batsmen deliberately play a shot and get hit on the pad for a leg by. It goes quite short there and defended into the offside by Nazaka.
Good finish to the over there from Wahi, finishing off with 3 dots after that 6. And the score moves on to 29 for 1. 1 over left in the power play. Be interesting to see what they do here. Who is the skipper going for? Going for Ehsan Khan. Has to demummify his hands now as he's about to come into bowl.
Yeah, he certainly wraps them up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Covered
If I'd
in
be
all
batting,
sorts
I'd be
of...
asking him to take the other ones off too as a distraction. Remember back in the day when Dean Jones asked Curtly Ambrose to take that white wristband off?
Ooh, wasn't a wise decision that.
He wasn't too popular in the Australian dressing sheds as Ambrose ripped in and took 5 for and destroyed the Aussies. Bowling absolute thunderbolts.
Yeah, certainly not the type of bowler you want to be getting under his skin.
So we see a pretty regulation field here, and the last over of the power play for an off spinner. 4 on the offside, 5 on the leg as he starts with the ball down the leg side. Good keeping there from Captain Jamie Atkinson. We've got 45 backward point cover, mid off, deep mid on, mid wicket squeezing, square leg, and 45 stopping the one here. And then we have a deep, what looks like mid wicket. So
Straight and at the stumps and just defended by Azaz as he looks to size up this pitch and what Ehsan's doing on it.
here comes my favourite man, Horace, with the ice. Those drinks nice and cold for us farms.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be required.
Don't worry about the players, Horace. Get over here, son.
Worked into the leg side for one, and Shukla not wise to it, sitting a little deep there at square leg. You're certainly going to be in action if you're in that fielding position. That's what scamper through for one.
It's a very interesting question. Chris Peters has brought up there, farms.
What was that?
Do you ever think Chris Broad's ever gone and got the ice when he's been doing the match referee as Horace's? Chris Broad, the match referee, has he ever gone and got ice and distributed it around to the two teams in a commentary box?
Yeah, I don't know that has happened.
A man of many talents, Horace is.
Yeah, we definitely diversify here. People who have their foot in many camps and many roles. As we see Hong Kong women's team skipper on the roaming camera.
gets into the commentary box, Farms, and I'm not here, just ask her about her performance in the nets yesterday. How many times she got out to my off spin.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, I'll be asking that question.
Apparently it's her shout for lunch next week. At the restaurant of her choice. That should be very interesting. The end of the power play there, 32 coming off it, 19 dot balls, 2 4s and a 6. You see Wahid starting his second over.
On the legs and whipped down to fine leg and just the 1 run. Full on the legs and dispatched by Zaz Khan through square leg, and the Akbar Khan, who's just in front of square, not able to race around and cut that off. Lovely stroke.
Yeah, 2 full from Wahid there. He's been a bit of 2 lengths at the start of this spell. He's either been 2 full or 2 short, so he's got to find that happy medium there and continue to ask questions of these 2 very experienced batsmen.
Rider down to 3rd man for 1. It certainly looks like the pace is a lot easier to play against at the moment, TJ. That spin with this wicket beginning to take turn. You probably expect to see these batsmen, if they're wise to it, just sit in on the spinners, rotate the strike and look to target those fast bowlers for the boundaries and the big runs.
Yeah, exactly right, Farm. So it's an interesting sort of conundrum that, here we go, that's whipped again.
Oh, and they've just changed the field. They've sent fine leg wide just behind square leg, and he's straight onto the legs, and this time straight to where that fielder was. And if you hear the noise in the background, that's the ice arriving. Yeah, it's going to give Captain Jamie Atkinson something to think about here, and how he juggles his bowlers to get the best out of them. And I think they're really going to be looking to make a breakthrough with this partnership, try and take some of this momentum out that seems to be building.
If I was Martin Varsfeld, I'd be warming up the shoulders, I'd be getting down, doing a few hamstring stretches, getting those quads warm, because I reckon he could be on next over this end. Again, on the pads, no real urgency between the wickets there. Yes, it is pretty hot out there, but maybe putting a little bit more pressure on the fielders. But look at their team, Hong Kong Islanders, and they've got quite a few spinners out there. They've got Jack Meadows, the bowls his left arm orthodox. Obviously we've seen Kinchit Shah, you've got Ehsan Khan, you've got the exciting young off-spin bowler from KCC, Nahan Trivedi, who bowled very well in the Premier League T20 earlier in the season. So you see Azar's trying to run that down to 3rd man and almost chopping it on. And that brings an end to the 7th over. And scores 1 for 43. Ehsan Khan continuing.
Yeah, I think if I was Jamie, I'd be looking to park the pace and get that spin on, potentially from both ends, even bowling from this police station end down here. Try and see if he can make the most of this the spin that's on offer on this pitch.
Yeah, and I suppose if that's the case, well, you're looking to probably bowl Ehsan Khan down here, the more experienced bowler. He's done it here before. He's bowled down this end previously in the All-Star series, so he knows what he's got to do. The batsmen will be looking to attack him because generally they look to score there. Zaz goes forward, and that's a poor bit of fielding again, which only gets 1 run, but should have been 0. The batter will generally look to attack the bowlers down this end. Smaller boundary. So it'll be interesting to see what Jamie comes up with. As Ehsan just says, Kinchip maybe come a little bit tighter to me. Calls 2, but I don't think they'll get it. Ball hasn't really run out of the 30-metre circle, and Kinchip's up to the task.
Well, it's ticking along nicely here and setting a really strong platform for the rest of their innings, and if this partnership's able to keep building and get into that death phase, you can see some fireworks. See a big appeal, huge appeal, hands on hips, the teapot's out. Umpire Ian Thompson unmoved. Certainly a lot of turnout there. It'd be great to see a replay of that and see what that was like. Maybe we'll see that
outside the line, wouldn't you, Farms?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised how you can get another LBW looking at the amount of turn that's out there. Man, certainly looks like it had them a long way outside the line.
Maybe the next player seminar might be learn the LBW rule.
Yeah, absolutely is. Yeah, miles outside the off stump. Umpire Ian Thompson must have been wondering what all the fuss was about. And that concludes the over, and the score goes to 46 for 1 after 8 overs. Here we go, the helmets come out, and you called it, TJ. Martin the Booster Versfeld coming on to bowl.
Versfeld or Varsfeld?
Varsfeld. Look,
is he at all?
I actually don't know, TJ.
Okay.
I think he's quite close. We could yell at him and find out, but perhaps not the right thing to do.
Been a solid, honest performer for the Hong Kong Cricket Club over many years now, and played a little bit of cricket with Craigengower Cricket Club as well, and toured with them. Very, very popular member of both of those cricketing clubs. Keep rubbing that hair too much.
Well, I hope he's found his run-up mark after taking one shoe out in his hand earlier. So he goes full and aerial, but wide of mid-wicket and 1 run. Yeah, remarkably, you usually see bowlers at the start of the game, before the game starts and before warm-up starts, go out there with the measuring tape, a bit of paint, and put their initials. But Versfeld looked to change things up today and just brought 1 shoe out. So it's short and cut away. Batsman pushing for 2, but not going to get it. Yeah. Booster walked out, went to his kit bag, pulled out 1 shoe with the spikes on, and measured his run up, roughed up the grass, and then walked up to the other end.
Yeah.
It's quite a remarkable scene.
I think it's a South African thing, Farms.
Yeah, perhaps it is. Interesting way to do things. As we see that slow pace off the pitch.
You can see there that he's hit his mark straight away. He's top of off stump. Good line, good length. No real pace about it, but just accurate, honest.
Oh, is that wides.
Wides, signal wides.
Looks like it might have gone off the seam a little bit down the leg side, and Jamie not able to collect that for booster, and that's gone for 4 wides. Yeah, Martin Booster reminds me a little bit of Gavin Larson, old New Zealand cricketer from a long time back.
Yep.
Mr. Consistent, looked to just bowl wicket to wicket and nibble the ball around and put the ball in the batsman's court to try and create some pace and do something with it. Zaka just punches the straight ball down the ground and just the 1 run. And I'm reliably informed. 50 up, the Lions. Full and punch down the ground for 1 run, and Ihsan Khan throws that ball in, seam up, seeing if he can generate a little bit of swing in his throw.
Oh,
Hey. And that concludes the 9th over as we near the halfway mark, and the score remains at 55 for 1. As we see change of gloves and caps run out to the batsman. You can see Jamie Atkinson removing the helmet to keep up to the stumps, a sign probably of the temperatures that are out there and the humidity and the heat. And young Ahan Trivedi looks to be coming on at the softball end. Very exciting to see this young lad who had a fantastic set of performances for the Kowloon Cricket Club Premier League team in the Premier League T20 competition. And he'll be bowling to his Kowloon Cricket Club teammate, Zaz Khan. As we see the sweepers go out now that the power play's well over. Young Ahan, a bit of protection. Deep cover, long off, long on. Deep mid wicket. As the first ball's just worked off the pads into the vacant square leg gap for 1 run.
might have got a hat-trick in the T20 series, did he, Farms?
I believe he did. Fantastic effort.
Oh, it's a shot.
Zuckett charges down the wicket and launches that over the softball pavilion. The umpires have signalled for the third umpire to run out with a new set of balls, and someone's been sent round to the softball to try and retrieve that one.
Yeah, lovely shot. Great use of the feet down the wicket. Ahan, got to be careful with his pace here to these two guys. They certainly love using their feet coming down, and they won't be afraid to take mid on and deep long on and deep long off on. And certainly don't have two of the taller members down there in Jack Meadows and Neenad Shah. So half a cricket bat will certainly get them the job done with 6 runs. So a very dangerous partnership forming here now for the Hong Kong Islanders. And there's a bit of work here to do for Captain Jamie Atkinson. How is he going to break this? Is it going to be the young man that with a turn and bounce and goes past the bat or inside the bat? Or is it going to be the experience of the Hong Kong Cricket Club all-rounder in Farsfeld to make the breakthrough?
Oh. Tell you what, Azaz was a bit slow out of the blocks there. I don't know whether that was the backing up, but certainly got far too close than he would have liked. Living to fight another day. Fielder with heat, not quite able to get it out of his hands quick enough. Looks like he was home safely. Good decision by umpire Venkat.
A lot of noise going on out there, farms.
Yeah, a lot of commotion. How active was this out there?
Oh, yeah, it's
Lightning.
It's +1 for him.
Outstanding little pick up and throw over to the stumps. Short.
Punched away. Over top of mid-wicket. 3 or 4 bounces for 4. This is looking dangerous for the Hong Kong Islanders.
TJ, I wonder whether there's any value in a slight change to the field. We know how slow the pitch is in the outfield, whether that deep cover point can come in and give a little bit more protection on the leg side.
Yeah, but I think that we don't want to set fields for poor bowling, and that's probably what that was there, Farms. I think that his field's right. He could probably certainly have a point up to try and get them to try and hit back into the spin. To try and there you go. So he's got a thickish edge out to that guy at point. He's got an easy single, so he could certainly come in and look to squeeze there. But you know, again, another very good over there from the Kowloon Lions of 13 coming off it, 9 off the previous. So dangerous times here as you see again deep sand dune running out, more gloves, more water, very very hot conditions here as it just ticks over to 32 degrees. It feels like about 40, Farms.
It's absolutely cooking here. My weather app tells me it's 32 degrees, feels like 39. I'm sure it's a bit hotter than that here.
And there we have the Madman in front of us. He's known as the Madman, Ehsan Khan. He's only bowled 2 overs. He's certainly keen to get that white ball back in his hand and dismiss one of his good mates in Zakat Khan and Azaz Khan to try and get the Islanders back on course here.
Yeah, expect to see a big smile from Ehsan if he takes one of those wickets, both hands in the air. And I'm sure he'll give a little wink to the batsmen as they walk off. He'll be very pleased with that, and no doubt we'll sit down with them at the end of the match and wouldn't be shy in letting them know about it. Watch this space. Short and pulled away, and 4 runs, and Martin will be disappointed with that. Just going a little bit short and losing his Gavin Larson line in length. Again, we spoke about this 2 days ago, TJ, about going for a boundary off your first ball and of the over, and really makes it tough to get through the over once you go for that boundary early. Good bit of fielding from Ayush Shukla as he runs in and dives to try and take off the bails at the non-striker's end.
And that boundary a couple of overs ago, which we're seeing on the replay there, has just brought up the 50-run partnership between these 2 batsmen. Like I said, a very dangerous partnership, 72 for 1. 73 for 1, sorry. Fastball comes in again to Zakat Khan. Forward, the booster down. Two big games of cricket here for the booster, back-to-back games, and then he's off to the Hong Kong Cricket Club Awards night tonight.
It's a busy calendar, isn't it? It's worked into the leg side, and the batsmen are pushing hard. And they take 2 as Ehsan has to pick that up off balance, and a good bit of running between the wickets there. struggled to pick it up, but I'd like to see Martin throw on some cutters, cross seamers on this slow wicket and see if he can upset the pace and the bounce. Just make it challenging for those batsmen to read the wicket, so that's worked out to square leg for 1 run. That concludes the 11th over. The score goes to 76 for 1, and the Kowloon Lions setting themselves up very, very nicely for an electric and exciting back end of this game, this first innings. We see a change in the bowling. Kinchit Shah back into the attack to replace young Ahan Trivedi. I'd be really hoping they can break this partnership here and try and dent the Kowloon Lions momentum that they've got coming into this second half of the innings, and see that ball worked into the leg side for 1. Rate sitting just below 7 and over. Punch down to long on for 1. Very sensible cricket by these two. Just rotating the strike and trying to pick up runs, as many as they can, off what would be one of the stronger bowlers in the Hong Kong Islanders attack. Oh, as that takes the outside edge and it's racing away. Martin Versfeld scrambling to pull it in but can't manage it. That's 4 runs. So he very politely fixes the rope.
Huh? What a man. What a good citizen. He
Great.
just
Great
called
citizen.
himself a good citizen. Self-praise is no recommendation, Martin.
And you look at that towel hanging out his backside, and I reckon that's soaking wet, and if there's a fresh one in the hut, his teammates need to run it to him.
Must be one.
Yeah, look, I think there's every chance Martin Versfeld will still be sweating when he gets to the Hong Kong Awards evening. It's absolutely roasting out here. Short, pulled away, but it will only go for the 1. And you might see just a couple of people in the background in the lone cricket net, and you can see the young players from Little Saiwan Cricket Club training and continuing on with their training sessions, despite the fact that the Hong Kong Club cricket season is finished. That's a tongue twister. Got it out in the end. There is a little bit of cricket on the horizon with the first Cricket Hong Kong indoor cricket tournament or league starting in July. And there is an under 19 50 over cup which will be played out at Gin Drinkers Bay.
Saturday T10, Challenge T10.
Kowloon Lions here are just putting together a nice little partnership which presently stands at 66 or 51. The last 4 overs have gone for 9, 8, 13 and 9, so just starting to pick up a little bit of momentum and starting to get that run rate heading north. As we see head groundsman Jashim come through the commentary box. Outstanding pitch he's prepared for us once again here in this All-Star Series. Loves his work, loves his grass cutting, grass rolling. Makes a mean curry too. Have you had his curry farms?
I haven't, but I've smelt it and they smell absolutely phenomenal.
Outstanding. Every sort of curry you can imagine.
Yeah, great stock in Jashim's family. His brother is one of his brothers is groundsman at Biomass Oval in Malaysia, a fantastic fantastic cricket ground. And another brother of his based Singapore, a groundsman there on the cricket pitches in Singapore. So from great stocks, originally from Bangladesh, and did a lot of grounds work in Bangladesh, but fortunately for us, made his way to Hong Kong, and we're very grateful to have him and his services creating some phenomenal pitches here at Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Shukla coming in again, steaming in, takes the outside edge of Zaka Khan down to the third man. Small moves to 87 for 1. The lone dot on the old worm. That lone dot being Rory Cox, who earlier tried a little paddle sweep and only managed to get a top edge, and first slip ran back and took an easy catch.
Caught Shah, bowled Shah, I believe.
I believe so. 2. Cry of 2 from the commentary box, and they pick it up easily as the ball just rolls away inside the 30-yard circle. See that run rate creeping up, just over 7s now, with just over 7 overs remaining.
Thumbs up from Ehsan Khan down here at deep mid-on. Smile on his face.
Short. Top edge. Oh, no. Oh, I said it 2 days ago. You want to know. You want to put in an effort, and you know you couldn't have caught it. And unfortunately, Jack Meadows and his team will never know. It looked like he was a little bit slow off the rope there.
I think we've all been there at some stage throughout our career. Do we continue to run? Do we pull up? Are we going to get there? You know, are we not? Are we? Oh, but you'd really like to have a dive there. Jack Meadows, very athletic, young. He either plays 9 or 15, I think, in rugby, doesn't he? Jack, outstanding. And Nazaka comes down the wicket and gets a thickish edge over point and races it before. Again, he's going to signal for something else. What is that? Gloves, mid-over change. And captain. Umpire Thompson just allow that to happen. See a field change here, and Bush bringing up third man and dropping mid off to long off. Short, gets a bit of glove in that. It's down to fine leg with a single. Drifting on the pads, full. Zaz takes one, just punches it out to deep mid wicket, and again that brings an end to the over 11 off. It's a big job here for the the Hong Kong Islanders to really put a pause to this run scoring that both Nazakat and Azaz have put on here. Like I said, previous 5 overs. 11, 9, 8, 13 and 9, so really starting to form what could be a match-winning partnership with 77 off 57. First wicket partnership was 19 off 22. You see a change of bowler now with Ehsan Khan coming back into the attack, which I thought Jamie might have left him for the back end of the innings, but he's going to be bowling his 3rd over now.
Experienced Ehsan Khan comes in, and Azar's looking to be a little bit more aggressive now, and only manages the one down to long on, but certainly an intent there to strike the ball a bit harder now that they're into the last 7 overs. Ehsan Khan with 2 overs remaining as that's gobbled up by Wahid. There he is, and there's big Ehsan Khan with the celebration. Got his mate up, both hands in the air, and
I don't think Nazaka could have found the fielder any better than that, Farns. You see the replay, it's a nice shot, sort of whipped off a good length ball. He's gone underneath it and just hasn't got enough of it.
Yeah, and Wahid well positioned in off the boundary there a little bit, and that was just straight into his mitts. It's always good to see a young lad take a good catch in these conditions under a bit of pressure. It's good for their confidence, and it brings Zishan Ali, a more than capable batsman, to the crease. So it's not going to get any easier for the Islanders, but perhaps that break in the partnership presents an opportunity for them to try and stem the flow.
And unfortunately for Nazaka, he was too short of what would have been a well-made 50. 48 off 44 deliveries, 5 4s and 1 6. So he's certainly given a good foundation for the Kowloon Lions to really kick on here and post what could be a match-winning total. Of our friend Wasp has given us 158. I think that the Kowloon Lions want more than that with the foundation they have. So see here, Jamie and Ehsan know the importance of getting back-to-back wickets and stopping the flow of run. Got a spin. First slip. Now he's moved to a second slip. Now he's back at first slip again. As that's squeezed off where possibly Martin would have been. And down to the boundary for 2 runs. Keep the slip in there, keep the slip in there, skipper.
Zuck it out for 48 off 44, a great innings, and you'll be disappointed for it to have ended, but such is life. I'm sure Ehsan Khan will enjoy debriefing that with him as these two look to rebuild the partnership, and Zishan looking very comfortable out there. And that is the 100 up. This Kowloon Lions outfit is very strong. Certainly be a tough break for the Islanders if they're not able to chalk up a win in this first game. It's going to put the pressure on that second game and make that whole world tougher for them backing up this first game in this heat.
Yeah. Sitting back here as head coach and yourself as high performance manager, I think we'd like to see the Lions win this game and effectively make the next one a semi-final almost.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's keep all the teams in the mixer. And
yep.
Versfeld back in the action. Two overs left. He's gone for 17 runs off his first two, 8.5 and over. Be looking to do that, or certainly hope he's able to do that better, as we see a leg side boundary packed with a long on, a deep mid wicket and a deep square leg. Long off back and deep cover back as well. Oh, there's a bit of confusion there. Fielders almost having a collision as they... the excitement of an opportunity to field a ball almost gets ahead of them. Yeah, Booster's little run up here, he's got a little twinkle toes, doesn't he, as he runs in, a bit like Fred Flintstone when he's getting ready to bowl the 10-pin bowling ball.
Right, interesting. I'll have to have a look at that, Farns. Oh yeah. And we'll get another chance to look at it too. Big man, Martin.
Full and struck firmly, but only down to Wahida, long off for one run. As we see a bunch of the Cricket Hong Kong staff head off, they're on their way to PKVR Park to get things set up for the under 16 All Stars, where we've got these same teams that you're seeing here, into the Kowloon Lions, Hong Kong Islanders and New Territories Tigers, forming 3 teams of the under 16 development program. Players have gone through a trials and assessments program with 3 teams drafted and selected, and the players will compete in a series starting today and carried on next weekend. Is that skied in the air? Kinshit Shah under the ball. Oh, and he's not lined that up, and he's shelled it, and that could prove very, very costly as Martin looks across at his Hong Kong Cricket Club teammate. And
sucking him in too, big Marty. Keep going, mate. Oh, and it's generally what you see straight after a drop catch. How many times have you seen it? As Azaz Khan rocks back and punches that cut shot just behind point and rolls all the way to the boundary for 4. Unlucky finish to the over there for Martin Varsfeld.
It's a horrible way to finish the over after creating a great opportunity, and the opportunity for this Hong Kong Islanders team to go bang bang and take 2 wickets in a short space of time. But not to be. As Martin throws his towel over his shoulder and looks like he's off to the beach.
I feel like jumping in that esky actually.
We see the sun come out here, and it's going to be absolutely roasting the Islanders team. And great to see young Ahan Trivedi back with the ball in hand. Start by the young man. Biggest challenge is going to be probably bowling to Azaz Khan, who's a set batsman, currently 40 off 35 balls. Down he comes. Oh, and he's parried it over the line. Oh dear. Azaz Khan advancing down the wicket and slapping it flat, and I think that might be Jack Meadows down there opting not to go for the reverse cup, and he's got both feet off the ground, and all he does is manage to parry that over the line into the fence behind him. Zah's down the wicket, full toss, slapped away. Just the one run. Yeah, in these conditions, TJ, you just can't afford to miss these opportunities, and that could have been the three experienced, strong batsmen of the Kowloon Lions team back in the hutch, and the momentum almost certainly would have shifted. You see Zishan come down and pick up one run. And it's certainly deflating as a team when there's a couple of drop catches, especially with a set batsman and another batsman that you know has capability, and it all starts feeling like a bit of toil.
Got him. So Hans bounced back after that sort of disappointing effort from Jack Meadows on the boundary. He bowls one up and the Zaz goes to drive it through the covers. It can only get a thickish outside edge, and Martin Barsfeld, after knowing he should have had a wicket the previous over, takes a good catch diving to his right, full stretch, and that brings an end to the Zaz's innings on 47 off 38 balls, 4 fours and 2 sixes. So you see Ehsan Ayaz coming to the crease here now, and is this a moment in the game where the Hong Kong Islanders wrestle back that momentum that Nazakat and Azaz have created for Kowloon Lions, or does Zishan and Ehsan able to continue that on and push towards around a score of around 160? So it's going to be an interesting stage here with a bit over 4 overs to go. Who's captain Atkinson going to bowl from this bottom end? He's obviously got Ehsan Khan and Kinchit Shah to bowl from the top end with Ahan. So he's bowled all spin from that top end, all pace from down here. Does he change it up and bring the spin down here? I don't think he does that. Now there's a left-hander coming in. Does he then go for another off-spinner down here? So it's an interesting conundrum that the captain has. Again, looking to attack, looking to take wickets. You'll see Ehsan Khan coming to first slip. I like it, even though we're into nearly at the end of the 16th over, to have a slip in there at this stage. Opposition at 118 for 3. I like that they're still attacking. I like to see cover squeezing a little bit, mid-wicket squeezing a little bit. Put some pressure on him, Bill, to get a few dot balls.
Big cry, big appeal from Kinchit at mid-wicket. I don't know what he saw there, but not the same as what umpire Ian Thompson saw, and it's not out.
I think the umpire might have been a little bit more interested than we think there.
Oh, and I tell you what,
let's appeal, son.
I think there's probably worthy of a much bigger appeal by
How is that?
Oh, I think that's looking pretty good, and just it was only really Kinchit at mid-wicket and the keeper that seemed a little bit interested, but
I'm going up for that, Farms.
Oh.
I'm all in. Last bets.
I'm putting the big T and I'm sending that upstairs to the TV box. Ehsan Khan was running after the ball.
Brewster to come in for his 4th and final over here. It's been a pretty good spell. Unlucky not to have 1 wicket next to his name. Thinking about donning that tuxedo tonight. Going up and collecting all his awards.
Yeah, he's a steady campaigner for the Hong Kong Cricket Club.
Confident approval there. Must be a leg by, surely. He's gone to the Mark Farmer School of Umpiring, has he? Oh, he's hit it.
Great lungs on Versfeld there.
Yeah.
Big appeal, not to be. Off the bat, by the looks of things, and he's going to have his first crack at the left-handed Ehsan. left-handed. So we see Jawed Iqbal in the distance, about to get on his moped and head across to PKVR Park, securing the match balls. So that's struck out to deep cover, and oh dear, haven't seen that since I played over 50s cricket. TJ, as Akbar sticks his big boot out and keeps it in the ground. Don't want to get that uniform dirty.
Just for those listening out there, I'm not over 50 yet.
So moves across the offside and pulls it away just for the one. Your mate Wasp, TJ, with a predicted score of 153. Quite a strong total if they get somewhere around there on this ground in these conditions. Lovely bit of bowling there from Martin Bursfeld, just beating the outside edge.
Brings an end to his spell too, Farms. There's 4 overs, none for 29. Could have certainly been a lot better than that. Take out the 5 wides, take out a drop catch. 4 off the last ball of his last over. All of a sudden you're looking, staring down a barrel of 1 for 18, 1 for 19 off his 4 overs, which he certainly did a good job for his skipper.
Yeah, great introduction into All Stars cricket for Martin.
And one of the benefits of playing 12, you bowl your 4 overs and off you go.
Well, happy days, TJ.
Huh?
Get yourself in the ice bucket.
Yeah.
Get a fresh towel. Crack open a cold water and enjoy the last 3 overs.
We've got Kinshit Shah coming to bowl his 4th and final over. The tidy figures of 1 for 13. What has SR Nayaz got for us here? Is he going from 1st to 5th? He certainly tried to, and see you later. As we see a neat bit of work behind the stumps from Jamie Atkinson. So that brings an end to the innings of SR Nayaz, who only scored 3 runs, and Dan Pascoe very, very keen to get out there. He's already in the centre of the wicket. Great attitude. Keen to get out there and see what he can do here, and I think that our mate Wasp, who was predicting 159 a few overs ago, and so I'm predicting he's probably dropping that 10 to 12 to 15 runs now. Where is he at, Wilson? 149, there you go.
Dan Pascoe at the crease, another very experienced cricketer, more than capable of closing out this innings. Pinch it into his last over, so it'll be interesting to see See what happens at that far end for the last over as the batsmen do a great job scrambling through for two as Wahid fails to pick that ball up cleanly as he storms in off the boundary. And Zishan to the crease, and three balls left in the over. Down the wicket and just be the one run out to long off.
About the game a couple of days ago, Farms, and looking at this first innings, it's pretty important if you get set that those two batsmen really do go on with it. You know, partnerships are going to be gold here. It's a partnership of 78 with Azaz and Nazaka. We've pretty much only seen partnerships of somewhere around between 20 and 30 over the last game and a half. So big partnerships are key here. Very hard wicket to start on.
Yeah, right on, TJ. It's not easy for someone to come out and start, particularly if you're coming out and trying to hit from ball one. So it's certainly going to be probably a key focus for these teams to make sure that there's someone set going into the back end of the innings. And Zishan Ali edging his way towards that, and he's going to have to be the one that, after facing 13 balls, he's got to be the one that takes control here. Coming into the last two overs, Kowloon Lions sitting at 128 for 4, so they'll be really looking to capitalise on these last two overs and get themselves up to a really competitive total. 2 days ago we saw the New Territories Tigers struggle their way up to 135, and that proved to be too much for the Kowloon Lions. It was exactly as you said, TJ, there were a couple of set batsmen. Saz Khan doing a great job for the Kowloon Lions, but once he fell it became very, very difficult for the Kowloon Lions to maintain that run rate and carry on. So if the Kowloon Lions are able to get up past 140, they're going to have a very, very good total. You see younger Yushukla back in the mix. Short and wide and crushed in front of point, out to cover for 4 runs. It's a big statement, that shot, and again TJ, we see a boundary off the first ball of the over, and really makes it challenging for the bowling team when you get punished off the first ball. You really then go into a bit more of a defensive mindset, just trying to save the over. Short again and pulled out, and well, at least Akbar will know he's had a crack at it and ball fell short of him. He's done a good job to control it and not let the ball go past him. So
yeah, the Islanders have been pretty good so far in this innings, Farms. That was the first boundary off the first ball, so they haven't done too bad. Certainly agree with what you're saying there, and you talk about that in the national team, getting in and getting out of your overs, especially at the back end where they're looking to really kick that score on. It's a great way to start. He's short again. Call is 2 again. Poor fielding. They've got away with it.
yeah, Umar Muhammad out there on the boundary at deep mid wicket, typically found playing for USRC as the wicket keeper with the gloves on, so it's a foreign spot for him to be in.
As Pascoe gets a thick edge, and you're disappointed with that. He knows he's missed out, short and wide with the offside field all up. You can see a change here, and Meadows comes up to inside the circle, and mid off goes back to long off. Face-off ball there. Well bowled. That's a bye signal by umpire Venkat. Tough conditions out there to keep hot, especially with your captain thinking about bowling changes, field positions. The young man's bowled pretty well there, getting himself out of this over. Nine off it so far. Oh, it's called a wide.
Score coming into the last over, 139 for 4.
Make it 140.
Huge partnership of 78 between Nazaka Khan and Azaz Khan, and this partnership moving along to 17. Almost got the 140 up, and if they can take 11 off this over and get it up to 150, that'll be a huge, phenomenal effort from this Kowloon Lions batting lineup. As we see the experienced campaigner Ehsan Khan coming in to finish the innings off as he goes full and at the pads, and no run. Another dot ball. Fantastic effort by experienced Ehsan Khan. Manages to get one away for a single. Some great bowling here by Ehsan, really getting the ball up into the block hole and hitting his Yorkers very, very well. You see a field change and good wicket going out. Pointed cover inside the ring. It's slapped out to Kwong off just for the one. Phenomenal over so far from Ehsan, and if he can close it out like he started, he's done his team a great service. Goes a little bit shorter, and it's a bottom edge, and it's going to race away by the looks for 4 runs. Lucky break for the Kowloon Lions and heartache for the Hong Kong Islanders. Away wide of long off, but Zishan's running back for 2, and the ball's been thrown to the keeper's end, but not strong enough to stop the 2 runs, and Kowloon Lions move to 147 for 4 off their 20 overs, a very good total. And we're going to look forward to, after a short break, seeing what the Hong Kong Islanders can do as they start their attempt at chasing down this strong total by the Kowloon Lions, and very hot, humid, muggy conditions. Pick of the bowlers certainly Ehsan Khan. 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 19, going at 4.8 and over. He's done a phenomenal job for his side there. And a couple of great batting performances by Nazakat Khan, 48 off 44, and Azaz Khan, 47 off 38. Kinchard also doing a great job for his team. 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 19. So just shows that spin seems to be the go-to bowling style on this wicket. But those overs largely from the softball end, the longer end, and the pace bowlers bowled from the bottom end here, the police station end. So we'll take a quick break here and we'll be with you in about 5 minutes for the second innings. Welcome back to Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground, also known as Mission Road to a lot of people in cricket circles in Hong Kong. We're about to start the second innings of the second game of the All Stars Exhibition Series between the Kowloon Lions and the Hong Kong Islanders. If you missed it, the Kowloon Lions had a very strong batting display, scoring 147 for 4 off their 20 overs, with Azaz Khan and Nazakat Khan having a 70 odd partnership and both scoring just a shade under 50 runs each. In what is very, very hot conditions here in Hong Kong, very hot and humid as we start entering into summer in Hong Kong, which typically is the time of the year that no sport takes place and you end up inside an aircon or at the beach for short periods of time. It'll be interesting to see this run chase. If the Hong Kong Islanders are able to chalk up a win, they take a little bit of pressure off themselves as they have a double header today. And the Kowloon Lions, having lost their game against the New Territories Tigers 2 days ago, they'll be desperate to chalk up a win and to keep their hopes alive of making a final, making tomorrow's final, as we see Muhammad Umar opening the batting with Ninad Shah. It looks like Muhammad Umar, the left-handed batsman, is going to take first ball against the Kowloon Lions skipper Azaz Khan. So just wait for umpire Ian Thompson to make his way to his square leg position. Ready to get this game underway, with the Hong Kong Islanders requiring 7.4 and over to reach their target of 148. We've got with next to me here, we've got Trent Johnston, the Hong Kong men's head coach. He's going to call the second innings here with me.
Thanks, Farms. Very powerful bowling lineup the Lions have. Azaz Khan, Dhananjay Raya, Niaz Ali, Vikas Sharma, the young exciting leg spinner in Bilal Akhtar, and the very, very experienced left arm orthodox bowler in Dan Pascoe. So they have a very, very powerful bowling unit. So with a 147 on the board, it's going to be some tough going here for the Islanders. Oh! You see the first ball go past the outside edge of Umar Muhammad's bat and straight into the gloves of Zishan Ali. Very experienced wicketkeeper. Like I said a couple of days ago, has played first class cricket in Pakistan. Great to see Azaz back bowling again after having a prolonged layoff with a back hip complaint. Has whipped through the onside for what should be 2 runs, and it is comfortably. Zakat Khan does the fielding and throws the ball back into the wicketkeeper. A little bit full from Azaz, obviously trying to see if that ball was swinging. The ball live, and we're just probably behind mid-off here we are, so slightly off that angle, so I haven't quite seen whether the ball's swinging at the moment. Let's have a look here at the replay. Chase there from Zakat Khan. We have contracted players here at Hong Kong, very fit. Surprisingly, no wide call there.
To see Azaz Khan back in action, steaming in and back to bowling off his full run up. Ball. Lovely shape back into the right hander if he gets it in the right areas. Back to the left hander, I should say. Oh, not often you see that at the first over of an innings, but with final leg in the ring, Umar's having a look to see if he can flick it over.
It's certainly an interesting shot. I love the intent, positive shot he's played. I've seen him play it for USRC.
Yeah, Azaz Khan not moved. He's going to stick with the deep square leg and fine leg up on the ring. Shapes of it. takes Umar on the gloves, and Rory Cox unable to get a hand on it, and third man runs in to pick up that ball.
Brings to an end a very good start from the skipper, and Hong Kong Islanders are none for 3. Probably Niaz Ali, who bowled on the top end as he bowled yesterday. Zishan Ali calling for the lid. Again, Deep Sandhu sprinting it out. Tall, strapping young man. Interesting to see him come straight up to Niaz. Zishan's probably got it wrong. He thought there might have been spin on. Shake of the head.
And just to all those just tuning in, reminder that for this exhibition series, the All Stars Exhibition Series, teams are playing with 12 players, which means they'll have 11 batsmen that add in an extra bowler that they're able to substitute the players. So Gundeep, who just ran the helmet on, expect to see him featuring and coming in through the middle overs, more than likely to bowl his medium pace. Diaz comes in. Umar looks to flick that to the leg side, and he's going to earn himself 2 runs for his efforts.
You can obviously see the intent that Umar's come out with. He's got the message from the skipper to let's get going. Let's put the pressure back on the line straight away. You see a field change here now with third man coming up and square leg going back. So we're looking forward to that chicken biryani today, Farms.
Absolutely. Oh, it's a giant swing, and Ian Thompson unmoved. Here's Ali. When he's not playing, he's umpiring, so he'll know Ian Thompson very well. Looking forward to seeing a replay of oh yeah, definitely worth a shout. Comes down the wicket again, and very optimistic appeal by Niaz, and Umar manages just a one leg by and brings Nenad on to strike. Nenad having just faced the one ball and
just dabs that into the offside, just backward a point, and picks up his first runs of his innings. It's a nice steady start here from Niaz. 4 off his first 4 balls. Let's see what Umar's got for us now. Fine legs up, third man's up. Is he still going to look to punch into the onside? Is he going to look to scoop, run down the wicket? What is it, Farms?
wicket just a little. Temperature dialing up, 32 degrees, but feels like 40. Absolutely cooking here with the sun out. Oh, slapped down the ground, straight over the bowler's head for 4. Excellent shot and a great way for the Islanders to end the over. Speaking of the Islanders, they'll be grateful to their captain for winning the toss and bowling first and giving them a little bit of respite from the heat so they can try and sit out of the sun, knowing that they've got a second game today, going back to back, not easy in these conditions.
You see the skipper and Azaz Khan coming on for his second over, third in the power play. Looking to take a wicket here. The batsman really Vinod Shah playing a very aggressive drive last ball of the last over. Encouragement out there from his teammates. Swing, still probably a little bit of movement off the seam here, the new ball. That one goes down the leg side.
Oh, that wind's picking up, that's absolutely lovely just to take the sting out of the sun, and certainly not a cool breeze. There's definitely going to be no need to call for the cable net, TJ, but very welcome relief from the beating sun. It's going to be absolutely roasting for the boys out there. Azaz Khan coming round the wicket now. Going to really hunt in at those stumps, and Umar up to the task and able to just push that wide of the Zakat at mid-on and scramble through for a single. Great encouragement out there for the skipper. His teammates knowing that it's a battle in this heat, but if they're able to get an early breakthrough, it's going to go a long way towards winning this game. Oh, it attacks the stumps, it's almost chopped on. Worked off the hip nicely just for the one run.
A little bit of inconsistent bounce there, Farms. See a replay there, it sort of hit the top of the bat. Coming up a decent length.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times now, and I think if there's bowlers and teams are able to find a way of exploiting that, then that's certainly going to work in their favour. Not sure we've seen too many bowlers try bowling cross seam and seeing if they can get that seam to dig into the wicket and have some variable bounces. Umar moves across the stumps, whips that off his legs, and it goes over short fine leg for 4.
Yeah, it's a poor delivery from the Zaz there, coming around the wicket. He knows the natural angle is going to be coming back into the left-hander, so he's got to be targeting that off stump. He can't get anywhere near middle to leg because, as you saw there, Umar, very capable batsman, and just worked that off his hip. It's a right move. He's going to continue to come around the wicket. He's brought his third man up now and he's dropping his fine leg back.
I think that's a smart move of the field set with the way Umar's lining up and where he's looking to hit the ball. So we see him go across again, and
good piece of that out to deep backward square leg. Again, it finishes another good over there for the Islanders. 8 off it, takes the score to None for 20 after 3. So the comparison at the halfway stage through this power play is that the Lions were none for 18. The Hong Kong Islanders are none for 20, so it's pretty even Stevens at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Neck and neck here, which is what we want to see. A good game of cricket. Diaz coming in again, and Uma launching into it over mid-on, and that's 4 runs, and he's going to hit his straps here.
Sure, if there's something wrong with Diaz, but he doesn't seem to be running in and hitting the crease as he was a couple of days ago. I know it's hot conditions out there, but he's only into his second over. He's had his feet up for the first 20 overs. He hasn't had the chance, hasn't had the opportunity to bat, so itching at the bit to run in and hit that crease hard.
He's tried to scoop it, and all he's done is hit that to Bilal, and the fielding change there with cover coming up and long on going back might have just doing that, I think, and he got a reason, almost got too much of it, and it just all he ended up doing was just skying that up, and an easy catch for the young leg spin bowler Bilal Akhtar, and that brings an end to Umar's innings, and we're going to see the skipper Jamie Atkinson make his way out, and as with all these teams there, experienced batsmen are going to have to play a key role in chasing down the totals, especially in these tough conditions on a slow wicket.
Not too sure if it was the right shot to be playing there, Farms. I know the fine legs up. He's been playing some strong shots down the ground. Now the ball before was the ball that he got out on, very similar to the ball before that he's hit one bounce over the boundary straight over mid-on's head. You know, why sort of get away from doing the simple things well and, you know, playing those strong shots down the ground? And Diaz hasn't quite got into his spell here, and he's picked up a lucky wicket. Like I said, partnerships are key. You know, it's another partnership of 20 odd runs, 24 runs to be precise. So that just gives Diaz a little bit of a boost here, and he's going to be bowling to his KCC captain in Jamie Atkinson. If you like what he said, Farms is extremely experienced, former captain of Cricket Hong Kong, been to World Cups, played a lot of international cricket, coming off a pretty successful season with KCC. He hasn't done a lot of batting in the recent weeks, so we'll see how he goes here today. Oh, misses that, he's in trouble.
I believe, TJ, there's a few people hunting for our commentary positions. There's a few people just out in the general public in Hong Kong that are beginning to try their hand at commentary and send in some submissions, I believe, to try and take our spot. So
can you name any names, Farms?
Oh, look, I'll see if I can name some names a little bit later in this innings for you, TJ.
Okay.
I've just been sent through a sample piece, so we'll
male or female?
Male.
Okay.
Male. It sounded like he did a reasonable job. He was just sort of commentating the piece about, oh no, I apologise, that's come from India, actually, that piece of commentary that I just had forwarded to me, but it sounded like he did a great job commentating Azaz's earlier wicket as that skied up, and an easy catch, and experienced batsman of Neenad Shah gone, and that's going to really hurt the Islanders' chances now, losing 2 wickets inside the power play, leaving now what will be a lot of work left to get back in a position to
Yeah,
chase down this total.
Again, a poor shot there. It looked like he was trying to loft that over mid-wicket, where it probably left him a little bit off the wicket with probably a little bit of swing through the air from Niaz, which he does. Got to be looking to play that ball straight down the ground where he tried to play the previous ball. So, poor shot there from Nenad, and a couple of easy wickets for the Kowloon Lions, who, once again, we reiterate, this is a must-win game for them to stay in the competition. So, now it comes down to two of the most experienced cricketers going around Hong Kong cricket. Kinchit Shah joins his captain Jamie Atkinson. Kinchit's also captain the national team. So a lot of experience on here. It's with the same experience and that the likes of Nazakat and Nazars would have had on their shoulders. And you've got to come in down and chase this total down. Its run rate's already over 7.5 and over. As we saw yesterday, we certainly don't want that heading towards double figures because it comes very hard, especially when you introduce spin onto this wicket. Dan Pascoe was miserly 2 days ago with his 4 overs, 2 for 5 I think it was, or was it 3 for 5? Yeah, he certainly bowled very well. Swinging again and attacking the stumps. It's a great over there from Niaz Ali. Started with the boundary but then come back and took 2 wickets and only conceded another 1 run after that. So it takes the total to 25 for 2 after the 4th over. Who's going to be bowling here now? Do we see the change? We do. Vikas Sharma coming in, exciting young outswing bowler from the KCC club, Kowloon Cricket Club. Part of their dominance throughout the season. And good steady pace bowling out, swing, attacks the stumps, probably a little bit wide with his line a couple of days ago. He certainly swings the ball and asks questions, so we'll see how he goes here to left-handed Kinchit Shah, who generally hasn't any sort of a weakness. It's the ball coming back into him. So Ayush Shukla clean him up here in club cricket only a few weeks ago on his way to a hat-trick of left-handers he got out that day, young Ayush.
Certainly did. It was a phenomenal piece of bowling early on in the innings. Yeah, Vikas got some really good skills developing. Got some lovely shape on the ball. Little false start. Piece of bowling early and squirts out just behind point, and Pascoe comes round to tidy things up.
Interesting there, umpire Venkat turning to Kinchit Shah and asking him, did he hit it?
Oh, absolutely, TJ. Absolutely.
A run. Yeah, I hit it, mate, I hit it, even though I smashed my knee roll of the front pad.
So we got a little battle. Vikas bowling to his fellow clubman, Jamie Atkinson. Expect to see Vikas shaping the ball away, and if he can hit the right line, then bring in that outside edge and see if first slip Rory Cox can be in action. Oh, Jamie advances down the wicket and swing and a miss, and the ball goes flying over middle stump, and groans and grunts from the Kowloon Lions players as they wish that ball could have taken the bails off, but not to be, and looks like we could be in for some exciting stuff here if Jamie continues on that approach. Oh, it's across and almost a leading edge, and it's the 1 run. If you're tuning in and watching us, we'd love to know where you're watching from around the world, so put in the comments section, let us know where you're watching, and if you've got a question at all, question for head coach Trent Johnston, then feel free to put it in there and we'll try our best to answer it. See Vikas coming in again, straight to the left-hander, and it's just squirted away to the leg side. 45 for 1 run. Kwong Islanders currently ticking along at 6 and over in the required rate, up over above 7.5. And full toss, whip through the leg side for 4 runs. Easy stuff for Jamie Atkinson, and I guess we're disappointed with that as he rubs his hand in the foot marks, trying to get a little bit more grip. Very welcome boundary for the Hong Kong Islanders. 2 sweepers out in this power play over as third man in deep square leg.
Back foot punch through the covers from Jamie Atkinson, and they'll pick up 2 runs, I would say. Running quite hard, but chase there by Dhananjay Rayo and restricts it to 2, so slightly expensive over there. 9 runs coming off it. As we approach the final over of the power play. It's once again Niaz Ali bowling the 3 overs from the top as he did 2 days ago. See him come over the wicket to Kenshin Shah and maybe around the wicket. Jamie Atkinson likes to do that. Certainly did it last game. Likes that natural angle coming back into the right-hander. He knows that he can attack the stumps, attack the pads. We haven't seen umpire Thompson in the game yet, so he's going to want to get in the game. Hit those pads and get in the game. Going on out there, they're taking a considerable amount of time to get this 6th over started.
The leg side, and Zishan's done well to get something on that, and it's going to be an extra wide. TJ, I'm going to have a question for you at the end of the over from someone in our comments section. Sam Jones, watching from the UK. What's the most picturesque ground you've ever played at?
Great question. Most picturesque ground I've ever played at? Well, your obvious answer is going to come up there, the Lords. Lovely ground to play on. Sydney Cricket Ground, beautiful ground to play at. Lucky enough to play a few years in Ireland, so Clontarf is another ground that's a lovely ground in Ireland. Eden Gardens comes to mind as well, Farms.
Oh wow, yeah.
people in Hong Kong know PK VR Park. It's an outstanding venue there. Lovely outfield, grandstand.
Hills in the background.
Hills in the background. People that are listening in Australia that know Wollongong, the ground down there called Reed Park where the mighty Dapto Canaries played. I grew up, played my first game of cricket there.
Dapto Canaries.
Yeah.
Oh, whipped through mid-wicket. We'll look for two, but I'm not sure they're going to get it.
Very good fielder down
Oh,
there.
does it catch it as it goes past the right hand of Rory Cox? It's a critical partnership, this, for the Hong Kong Islanders. They'll really need these two to set the platform and get them close to the total that they're chasing.
Oh, it's come around the wicket like I said he probably would, but he's drifted again on Jamie's hip, and Jamie's has worked that around to the leg side, beating the short fine leg and getting 4 runs. So what started to be a pretty decent over here, Niaz has got to get out of it pretty quickly. He's held a couple of wides, now he's straight on his hip and got 4 more, so 42 runs with 1 ball left in the power play. Comparison was 32 runs for the Kowloon Lions. Oh, he's got an inside edge, and very lucky with a foot stop there from Vikas Sharma.
The old foot stop.
The old foot stop, yeah, nearly gone through, and that would have brought up another boundary. But 43 runs, the loss of 2 wickets through the power play. Islanders will be pretty happy with that. These two guys are going to have to do the majority of the batting here, Farms.
Yeah. You see the delivery of gloves and drinks out to the batsman, and expect to see that regularly if the batsmen stay out there. Quick question from Shah Faisal watching in the USA. Thanks for the question. Any news on a proper cricket stadium in Hong Kong? Great question, and I'd love to have some really positive news about getting a full-size cricket ground. There's certainly discussions. We'd love to we're still in discussions with the government about a couple of venues that could be used for a full-size ground. Perhaps not something that you'd call a stadium per se. I think we'll be looking to develop something similar to a ground in New Zealand with some, if we're lucky enough to have some sort of embankments and nice outdoor venue. And certainly as soon as that's firmly set in place, or there's an opportunity to develop another ground, then we'll be singing from the rooftops about that.
So the answer to the question, Farms?
Oh, look, I'd like to think there might be something in the pipeline in a few years. There's a couple of areas earmarked for cricket and future development in Hong Kong, so I think that's something that we could see in the future, but it's certainly not going to be in the next couple of years.
Okay, mate.
Run rate moves up, and run rate's almost aligned with the run rate required.
See that ball there just go past the outside edge of Jamie Atkinson's bat. That's what Vikas has been doing all year.
Vickers steaming in again. No pun intended, as that's worked off Jamie's hip for 2 runs as Jaden Botfield runs round to collect it, and a strong throw over the stumps to Zishan Ali. Jamie moving along to moving along to 16 off 13 deliveries, striking at just over 120. Kinch at 3 off his 4 deliveries is faced. Oh, as Jamie shuffles across the crease looking to access the leg side, and Vickers slides down the leg side, and it's a wide, which allowed 1 more to the score. Big swing, and that's going out to square leg. Jaden Botfield steadying himself, and the young lad takes a great catch on the boundary, and Vickers picks up his first wicket, and a big wicket it is too, with Jamie Atkinson out back in the hut, and he'll be very disappointed with that. And it's fair to say the Kowloon Lions are tracking very nicely here after getting that wicket.
See that little bit of extra bounce there in that wicket. Vickers running in, hitting the deck there, and Jamie just getting underneath that ball too much, and a pretty good steady catch there from Jaden Botfield. Good young cricketer, again from the KCC club. So pressure here on Jack Meadows coming in. Wouldn't have played a lot of cricket, hit a lot of balls in the recent times, so he's got to come straight out here, he's got to find his rhythm, he's got to get that scoreboard ticking along. As we see the run rate hovering around 7.5 and over, current run rate of just over 7s. So if they can build a partnership here like the Lions did in the first innings and get themselves back on track, we could have an exciting finish here. The Kowloon Lions know that their tournament's on the line, so to get three wickets this early in their bowling innings, the skipper and players will be pretty excited about that.
Getting ahead of myself here, but if the Kowloon Lions having lost the game 2 days ago on Thursday, if they win here and the Hong Kong Islanders in their second game today against the New Territories Tigers win against the Tigers, all 3 teams will be on 1 win each. It's going to be going down to net run rate.
Let's have a bowl out. What about a good old fashioned bowl out?
Yeah, bring back the bowl off. Oh, lovely stroke, and that's down near the commentary box for 6, just clearing the line. Outstanding stroke.
Okay.
Absolutely phenomenal strike there.
Kinship looking to deal in boundaries here, obviously. Pulling out of the game on Thursday due to cramp after playing 3 sets of tennis on Wednesday night. He's certainly looking to minimise the running between the wickets and looking to clear the boundaries.
And a big shout out to my mother and grandmother. I think you might be streaming and watching live from New Zealand.
is that Mrs. and Mrs. Farmer? It's obviously one Mrs. Farmer.
One Mrs. Farmer and one Mrs. Smith, Mavis Smith.
Mavis Smith.
Yeah.
My nana's name was Mavis too.
Was she?
Yeah, I'd have Mavis. Yeah, my dad's mother, Mavis Johnston. She was.
God, I'm gonna get a rude message if I get this wrong, but I think Mavis is 98 years old, still rock and rolling, and still be able to cut some shapes on the dance floor if there was one, I reckon.
Really? Yeah.
A couple of years ago, not that long ago, when I was able to travel back to New Zealand, we're in the swimming pool playing a game of catch and donkey to see who would drop it the most times.
Okay, and how did Nan go?
She went well, fair to say I lost that battle.
Really? Is that with the ball skimming off the water and those sorts of things?
No, we weren't going skimming, but there was going the old no-look throw.
Oh, right. And Nana Smith was up to that, was she?
She was all over it, yeah. Don't worry about that.
Excellent.
Yes, that's what happens when you have 4 sons and a daughter. You gotta have your wits about you.
Absolutely.
Anyway, enough about my family back home in New Zealand. Back to the cricket. Pascoe on the left arm bowler. Phenomenal amount of experience around the world, Australia and the UK. Oh, this is going to be a challenging time for these batsmen. I think we're going to have to find a way not only of scoring off Dan Pascoe's bowling, but also make sure that he doesn't do any damage to the batting lineup and take too many wickets.
Yeah, Dan's been in and around the national training sessions now for a couple of months. He's hugely impressive. Loves his cricket, works very hard at it, works hard at his fitness. The way he bowled 2 days ago, if he can back that up, the Lions are going to be right in this game. Shah going back and looking to punch that ball back into the offside and starts with a maiden.
That concludes the 8th over, 54 for 1. 54 for 3. That's someone else's scoreboard here. Current run rate sitting 6.75 and the run rate required creeping up to 7.8. Pascoe has his way. He'll be looking to help his team raise that run rate required and put a lot of pressure on this partnership as we see a change in the bowling with Dhananjay Rao coming in, bowling left arm over. First ball slides down the leg side and disappointing start for him.
Goes back and can't pierce the field there. It goes straight to Dan Pascoe at backward point. Jack's a pretty handy cricketer, very handy rugby player. Started his season off at Craig and Gower Cricket Club. Dominated Division 1 of Saturday cricket here and then been called up and played the Scorps and Hong Kong Cricket Club's first team. Rocks back and pulls that ball into the onside and sees him get off the mark.
slow, and Kinchit does well to adjust and run that down to third man for 1 run.
Great piece of fielding from Dan Pascoe at backward point. Unlucky there, Jack. If that gets through, that's 4 runs. And Sishan runs over and gives him a little low 5. Well done, buddy. Roy Cox runs over to him again. And well done, buddy. DJ's first over, only 3 runs off it. Interesting position in the game here now when you look at Kowloon Lions. Were 1 for 55 at the same stage. The Islanders are 57 for 3. The Lions are in the middle of that big partnership with Azaz and Mazakat, which rolls on for 3 or 4 more overs. So it's a rebuilding stage here for the Islanders.
Yeah, you spoke earlier, TJ, about the pitch being very difficult for a new batsman to come in on. So Jack's got to be willing to face a few, ideally not dot balls, but take a bit of time to get himself into the innings and into the game and try and build this partnership up.
Shot there from Kinchit, just rocked back and punched that through the offside. Yeah, it's easier Easier said than done, Farms. You know what it's like with Dan Pascoe on his game here. He's brought his A game again. To come in here, two left-handers, spinning the ball into him. He's got a protected boundary on the onside, and all fielders up on the off. So he's going to be attacking those pads and the stumps, just like that.
Yeah, he's a crafty campaigner. He's certainly not going to give you many, if any, freebies.
Thoughts about Kinchit going inside that and punching it square on the onside, as opposed to trying to hit it back into the spin, Farms, on this slowish wicket.
Yeah, I just think, like we were talking earlier with Zakat when he was batting, there's a big gap at square leg. Opportunity to try and just sort of get across his stumps a little bit and work it into there for the single, and if a better opportunity presents itself, then try and really capitalise on that. At least you're rotating the strike. With this very slow outfield, it's going to be challenging to first of all break that offside field, and then second of all, you know, earn yourself much for your efforts. Certainly an intent from the Kowloon Lions to understand that. They've got 3 fielders out on the boundary on that leg side, as well as the 45 and mid-wicket in the ring. So that's tossed up and had a crack at it, but that's only ended up in the safe pair of hands, big buckets of Nazakat Khan, and it's a slow death for Jack Meadows as he scored 1 off 6 balls.
Yep, that's a perfect example. A bit of pressure bowling. Really good over from DJ the over before, and Dan the over before that. Dan's continued to put that pressure on, and they know that the run rate now is up near 8.5 and over. Current run rate's just over 6s. So they're going to have to start to get their skates on a little bit here, and you see the Ehsan Khan coming in. Batting at 6. Once he's very capable batsman. Now we're just going to see how he goes here, because Wasp was telling us there's a 29% chance of victory here for the Islanders, which from a organisers' point of view of the competition, we'd like to see the Lions win this and then take it on to Game 3 this afternoon to see who gets into the final. Well, this Kinchit looks like he's got 2 left-handed gloves. It seriously can't be that difficult. Maybe it is.
About to come in for the last ball of his over. Kwong Islanders requiring 8.66 and over as it stands. Kinchit again onto his back foot and looking to punch into the offside, which is incredibly challenging to do, hit against the spin into a slow outfield. It's the end of Pascoe's over, and after 2 overs he's of 1 maiden, taken 1 wicket and gone for 3 runs. A phenomenal effort in 2020 cricket, or any form of cricket for that matter. Dhananjay's coming back on for his second over after going off only 3 off his first over. So Ihsan Khan, he's going to have some work to do here.
Yeah, the support coming out there from the Zakat Khan, Big Buckets Khan they call him, down at mid-on, loves mid-on, lives at mid-on. Turning around the commentary box and giving us the love signal.
Oh, as that swings in, and this just manages to squirt it down to fine leg for 1. Cries from the fielders as they thought it might have been played on.
Shot. Kinchit comes down the track there and flat bats a short pitch ball straight over top of Azaz Khan's head. Beautiful cricket shot that. Expecting now the responsibility to get the Hong Kong Islanders home is fairly and squarely on Kinchit Shah's shoulders here as he comes down the wicket again, and DJ adjusts his line a little bit and maybe even took a little bit of pace off there and comes up with a dot ball, a very valuable dot ball in the scheme of things. Again. Pascoe in from point and well backed up. Oh! The ball's just jumped off the synthetic wicket there on the edge and has hit Dalal in the face. It doesn't look like it's injured him or affected him at all. He's running off down to third band. No.
Buzzers.
Totally and utterly unnecessary. That batsman's in. No one backing up. Not the backing up fault there. Shah's picked up that slower ball and it's gone one bounce over top of cover for 4. It's a great way to finish the 11th over. Score moves on to 72 for 4.
Yeah, 73.
73.
Okay.
Lovely strike that, and a great way to
Just a run on my scoreboard.
build on some momentum as we move towards the last phase of this batting innings, second innings of the match. We spoke about it earlier in the first innings. The pace is probably the bowling to target, particularly at that Denanje's end, the police station end. And spin tends to be the hardest to get away, particularly when it's bowled from the top end, the softball end that Dan Pascoe is about to bowl from, and bowl his 3rd over. So look to see the batsman out in the middle try to work the ball around off this over and target from the other end for their boundaries in the big overs.
Oh, no.
And I say that he's gone for a big slog sweep, and all that's resulted in is the ball being skied in the air and an easy and comfortable catch to be taken. It's not the smartest cricket. We trying to hit against one of the best bowlers in the competition.
Just going to go outside the commentary box here, Franz, and gather myself.
Really not a smart piece of play, and see Dan Pascoe in the replay, guns in the air as his trademark celebration. So let's see, that brings Akbar Khan to the crease, and he's more than capable with the bat. Scored a lot of hundreds in domestic cricket here in Hong Kong, so again he's got to be willing to take the time to get himself into the game, learn the pace of the field, the pitch, and try and build this partnership with Kinshit, who's beginning to go from strength to strength, currently 24 off 22. So see at the end of that wicket, Zaz Khan, skipper, calling all his troops from the Kowloon Lions to have a quick talk as they enter in with just over 9 overs to go. Like we spoke about earlier, Akbar's got to be willing to just absorb a bit of pressure here and get himself in, and understand that they're going to have to target another bowler for their runs. Oh, so he looks to push it down the ground and only ends up getting a outside half of the bat, and it squirts to cover point. Short and pulled out to deep square just for the single. Bring Kinshit Shah on strike for the last 2 deliveries of this last delivery of this Dan Pascoe over.
Dan Pascoe's impressive figures: 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 6.
Yeah, phenomenal effort by Dan Pascoe. 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 6. And at 2 and over, it's an impressive effort in 2020 cricket. Bowling to some more than capable batsmen with great records, as we see a bowling change here, as we expected more pace to continue from the bottom end, the police station end, with Niaz Ali, the left armour, coming back into the attack. Long time to get the field set, and we're back underway with attacking the stumps and just defended by Kinchett. Bowled, and Akbar Khan looks to strike the ball hard, and Zali full and wise to the challenge, and bails are dislodged, and that's another man walking back to the hutch, and Devang Bulsara ready to run out of the gates and get on the field. He's chomping at the bit to get out there and express his skills against his Kowloon Cricket Club teammate Niaz Ali. And all that Kinchett can do is just stand at the other end and watch the wickets tumble, and he'll be hoping and pleading for someone to just bat with him for a period of time, see if they can get deeper into the innings and give themselves a chance to try and knock off the runs. The way it's tracking, it's looking like the Hong Kong Islanders are going to struggle to make their way the first innings total. slow to get started between deliveries, and this doesn't end up hurting them on an over 8. This Kinshasa takes his time to get ready. And he just takes the outside edge down to third man for one run, and as we see, fielders adjust quickly to the left-hand right-hand combination and guys scramble out of the ring onto the boundary.
An end to Niaz Ali's fine spell of 4 overs, no maidens, 3 for 25, and a real good decision there by Azaz Khan to bring Niaz on for his last over to pick up that wicket and continue the last 4 overs. The Kowloon Lions have picked up 3 wickets during that period of time. Since the last ball of the 7th over, there's only been 2 boundaries scored, so they've bowled particularly well. Back of the length, straight, the quicks. Spinners have challenged both inside and outside edges of the bat. You see a change of bowler to the exciting young leg spinner Bilal Akhtar. Billy, as he's known to his mates. Spot straight away. Range tried to punch that through covers, but Vikas Sharma was outstanding in the field 2 days ago and has continued that on. Down the wicket, oh, he's dropped him. Tough chance, hit pretty hard back at the young man. They're the sort of catches you've got to take. Tough chance. Danny looks for one, but there's certainly no single there. Vikas is on fire there at backward point, cutting the single off. And I like this move here too from the skipper Azaz Khan, bringing the guide 45 on the leg side, doing nothing, into a run-saving position here on the offside, just probably 10-15 metres behind point. There, again punched into the offside but no runs. 5 dot balls here. It's been a brilliant start to the over. Can he finish it off now? Saz just pushes his fielders back onto the ring. Short. Always one there every day of the week. A little bit more positive in their running here, and comparison here after 14 overs, where you've got Kowloon Lions just lost their 2nd wicket in that over and a 2 for 101, whereas you have Hong Kong Islanders at 78 for 6, so you can see the difference there. Comparison of 22 runs and 4 wickets, so it's going to be a massive job here for Hong Kong Islanders to get over the line. Wasp hasn't winning this game, 3% chance. Run rate's up to 11.5, so it's going to be a mountain to climb for the Hong Kong Islanders. 6 overs to bowl. The Hong Kong Islanders have already had more dot balls than the Lions throughout the whole innings, so it's been a pretty impressive bowling performance from the Lions. Very strong bowling unit. As we see Azaz Khan back into the attack. Not sure where Devang thought he was going to be running there, but if he took a single he was only going to be running one way, and that's off for a shower. We might be heading down to what classifies a semi-final almost. The last game as that ball's down the leg side and called wide. Track for no runs. You can see the power of dot balls, the pressure it's building. Devang's now faced 9 balls for only 2 runs. He's trying to find how can he get the runs, how can he get Kinship back on strike. Kinship's faced 1 ball in the last 13 deliveries. Punches that one. Sorry, Morgan glides that one down to 3rd man just for the single.
Tony's certainly turning into a tall order here. Shah gonna have to turn on some magic. So he pulls one out to a long square leg boundary and it goes to Dhananjay just for the 1 run. There's another bag of ice gets delivered. Perfect timing to try and keep the drinks cold, and I think strikes that at the ground for no run. Kinship saying he's going to keep the strike, which is wow, an interesting call with 5 overs still to play. Being more than capable with the bat. Scored a very reasonable amount of runs in club cricket and successful in that environment.
Came back after being sent to the hospital in a 2-day game to score 50, right?
Yeah, earlier in the year playing in the, I think it was the Hancock Shield, the 2-day game between Hong Kong Cricket Club and Kowloon Cricket Club. He got one on the chin, I think, while batting and had to head off to hospital, but was back there for day 2, as I understand it. As we say, young Bilal Akhtar coming on for his 2nd over and only going for 1 off his first. Phenomenal effort for a young lad, and competing at this level, it's a really exciting sign of things to come. for an almighty slog sweep and fails to connect.
Balls since their last boundary mark.
It's a telling stat, isn't it? And really does explain a lot as it's dragged short and pulled well behind square, and can't get away with that to a batsman of Kinchit's class, and that's 4 runs and a very, very welcome boundary, and timely with that little stat there, TJ.
No, thanks, mate. Have that effect on people, Mark.
Yeah, the old commentator's curse, is that what it's called?
I believe so. Maybe I should have set it 12 balls earlier.
Yeah.
For the Hong Kong Islanders supporters out there. Again, Bilal straight back on it there, and starts the building of pressure again for the Kowloon Lions, the defending champions. Backs against the wall. It's a must-win game for them. The groundsman was just bringing over a fan and tried to plug it in, and it didn't end up working, so it's gone back again.
Lovely shot over extra cover for 4 by Kinchit, and second boundary of the over. Dragged down and hit fine of the 45, and our camera, one of our staff on the camera has worn that in the shin. Nothing worse, especially if you're not expecting it.
Nice little golf ball tomorrow morning.
Someone get some of that ice out of the bucket and put it on her shin.
We'll have an ice bath.
She zooms in on Bilal Akhtar and says, "What did you bowl there for?"
Yeah.
Oh. Just go dot boundary. 3 boundaries off it, and Kinchit moves to 40 off 34, and the score goes to 94 for 6 after 16.
Yeah, so run rate nearly at 13s now, Farms. So it's a much needed over there, even though it was just slightly under at 12. 3 boundaries off that over. The 11th over, it was the last time they scored boundaries, and they had 2 boundaries in that over as well. So the Lions have bowled particularly well here, like I've said earlier on. They've asked questions, they've attacked the stumps. You hear the support from his teammates as we see Vikas Sharma coming on to bowl.
Back at that replay from Bilal, looks like he didn't get as much support as it deserved, that LBW shout from his keeper Zishan.
We've seen a couple today like that, haven't we?
It's just it's only one of the players going up an appeal. It really is a team effort.
First innings, young Ahan Trafidi.
Yeah,
wasn't hitting the LBW.
Yeah,
he was bowling.
Yeah. What was that strike?
Has he got enough of that?
It's high. And it's just long enough, and that's 6.
So once Kinchit Shah's there, there's certainly a chance. But he knows that he's going to have to pull the trigger. It's just under 14 runs and over.
100 up. Overly informed, that's the 100 up, 101 for 6. Great start to this over for the Islanders. 4 balls left, and they'll be looking to try and make it a big one. So it's short and skewed out to mid-wicket just for the 1.
No run.
Oh, no run. Sorry. Looked down and assumed they were taking a run, and Kinchit said, "No run there, I would like another piece of the pie."
Good bowling there from Vikas, and takes the pace off, bowls that off cutter into the wicket. I think if you bowl those sorts of balls on this wicket, I think it's going to be very advantageous for your over, as he's bowled it again. And Kitchett's got all of that, and that's 6.
Well, that's 50 up for Kinchit Shah. Takes him to 52 off 38. Fantastic strike there, and just giving his team a little bit of hope. Yes, coming in again.
Oh, that's a great catch from the young man. Going back, and that's the big wicket of Kinchit Shah. Is that a turning point in this game now, Mark? You'd have to think it is. After going 6-0-6 wicket, takes them now to 7 for 107. Run rate at 12, nearly 12 and a half. Incoming batsman is crowd favourite Martin Varsfeld. He's had his shirt in the washing machine and dried up. Coming out with his Hong Kong Cricket Club helmet. Might be a fine later tonight.
Yeah, certainly we'll be having words with him at around the dinner table later this evening. Strides out. He's only just managed to cool down in the first innings. He's back out in the beating sun.
Kinchit Shah.
Sharma coming in again.
Well bowled, good skills. Good skills that. Get out of that over. 13 off it, but the prize wicket of Kinchit Shah. 3 overs to go.
Devang pleading for a wide, and
another 31 runs.
certainly not going to get any easier for these Islanders to score these runs with
Dangerous
the one
Dan
and only
Pascoe coming on.
the Professor. Dangerous Disco Dan Pascoe coming in to finish his 4 overs, and almost certainly going to continue to be as economical as ever, having bowled 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 6 off his 3 overs already. Phenomenal figures in a game of 2020 cricket.
What has the booster got for us here, Farns? Where does he go? What's his favourite shot? Where's his boundary hitting?
Scoping it out with his first ball there, just having a sighter.
I don't think he probably would have hit that with a barn door. Yeah, he was off the mark with a punch down to long off.
He's just going to outsource the striking to Devang and say, over to you, buddy. What have you got for us? Comes down the wicket, dropped a little bit short, and he's just dabbed that towards point for 1 run, and
Singles are certainly not going to hurt the Lions here at this stage, so fielders can sort of hang back a little bit on the circle. So Booster here coming in to face his third ball. Boundaries are needed as he goes back and probably planks that, gets it right off the toe and punches that down to deep mid on and gets a single. But like I said, ones are not going to win this. They need boundaries. They need big boundaries.
Yeah, both these batsmen just looking to kind of outsource the striking to each other. No, you do it. Let's get a single. It's your turn. No one really taking the initiative to have a crack. As I say that, Devang runs down the wicket.
Oh, and a great catch there from Jaden diving forward.
Another one bites the dust. Takes them to 110 for 8. Devang with 5 off his 15 deliveries.
It's almost like Vikas outsourced the catching there to Jaden.
Yeah, he certainly did.
The word of the minute, yeah.
It's not envy. As we see young Ayush Shukla make his way to the crease. Certainly got the ability to strike the ball. We've seen some big hits from the young lad. But against the crafty campaigner of Dan Pascoe, might not be the best option. Might be better seeing out his 4th over and going, right, we've got 2 overs to see if we can find something special. Big swinging. Miles from the ball, and Pascoe ends the spell with phenomenal figures of 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 wickets for 9 runs. Absolutely incredible piece of bowling and spell of bowling, and his team will be giving him a pat on the back at the end of the game if they carry on the way they are and walk away with a victory, get themselves on the scoreboard. And they'll be watching closely for the second game today, this afternoon, between the Hong Kong Islanders and the New Territories Tigers. So we see Azaz Khan, the skipper, come back on to bowl from the police station end.
Runs needed in 2 overs. There's going to have to be some big hitting.
There's a man down in the commentary tent. TJ's gone. The old WCW or the WWF wrestling chair has claimed a victim. Didn't even need a second person involved to fold it up and hammer it over his back, and the sniper on the ridge has taken him down, and we might have had a blowout in his ankle. It's TJ. Makes his way over to the physio tent.
Figure 4 leg lock.
So Yush has a crack. It's thrown at the buzzers. There's an overthrow and extra. The Kowloon Lions, looks like the heat's getting them because no one has an interest in backing up anywhere on the field. And they were lucky Azaz got his hands on that, because that would have been yet another overthrow.
It was a leg by first ball.
Oh, that's a sign of things to come. That cutter is really grabbed into the pitch by the looks of things, and if you're the New Territories Tigers, you need to be having a look at that and understanding that there's clearly going to be a way to bowl on this pitch come second game today, and if the final is continued on this wicket tomorrow, then it's going to be a slow wicket as the Yush comes down, low full toss, but Only manages to go into the midst of Jaden, who almost ran in a bit too far, but steadied the ship under the ball and a great catch, and Shukla departs for 2. 3 catches for young Jaden today. 4 catches for young Jaden today. He's been all over the action, and a great effort by the young lad. Safe pair of hands.
Lunch for me?
Zakat Khan popping his head into the commentary box asking about lunch. He probably needs to be worried about the next 8 balls of this innings.
Look at the scorecard, with the exception of Kinchit Shah scoring 52, and there are only a couple of 16s to think of, and that's it on the batting scorecard for the Islanders. A display that they'll be disappointed with, and unless Martin Versfeld, with his 2 runs off 4 balls, is able to pull out a miracle, then they're going to go down this game, and they're going to look to rehydrate, regroup, sit in some aircon, and get prepared for game 2 today. Looks to scoop and unable to get that on that ball, and includes Azaz's 4th over, and he goes for 17 off his 4 as we move our way into the last over with 34 required.
Yeah, not sure that's really the shot to be playing here. No value with the ball running away or anything like that, and even though 3rd man and fine leg are up, the value is to hit the ball straight down the ground, especially with the pace off, or often to the onside. So only young, he'll learn. And now we're going to throw Bilal Akhtar the last over.
Go deep, not getting the ball. Did you get a ball?
No.
Deep?
Yeah.
Short and no run.
Short again and squatted down to mid-on for 1. Could have really latched onto those 2 deliveries, I must say. 2 short balls from Bilal. It would have been interesting if that would have been the case. As I see very good friend Horace coming over with the lunches.
Bold. Oh,
He's got him.
There
That's
we
it.
go. That concludes things here in match 2 of the All Stars Exhibition Series, as Andravedi goes for a big sweep shot and only manages to play it onto his stumps, and Bilal picks up his first wicket of the day. And the Lions, after losing 2 days ago on Thursday against the New Territories Tigers, they'll be over the moon to have chalked up their first win of the series and put themselves in the shop window for making the final tomorrow. And they'll be watching closely this second game today, where the New Territories Tigers take on the Hong Kong Islanders, who will be playing their second game in the day. Hong Kong Islanders need a win to keep their finals hopes alive, and if they do win, then we'll be going to the administrators and scorers and double checking on the net run rate to see which 2 teams will qualify for tomorrow's final, which will be played following game 2 of the Women's Premier League. Thanks for tuning in with us for match 2. We'll be back with you for a 1:30 start for match 2 of this All Stars Exhibition Series.